Okay, I think my phone though is affecting the K2. It just suddenly spiked. So I might not be able to use that K2 tower. Yep. I'm going forward towards it. I am spiking it. So I guess my live is affecting that, so I'm going to go ahead and just turn it off. Alright, who's here in spirit? Can you stop touching the lantern, please? Thank you. Stop, please. Can you move away from the REM pod lantern?
Hold.
Hold it. Did you say hold it?
I mean nothing.
I mean nothing?
Memory travel.
That's nasty sounding voice. What do you mean I mean nothing? Why are you nasty sounding? Oh, that's weird. I shouldn't do that. Transfer the noise to the portal box. They're not connected. That's just something it does once in a while. It's really weird. I've even had to do it with one lantern that doesn't make noise anymore, but the sound still transfers to that somehow. Alright, can you stop, please? I'd rather you touch the doll's head. It has red glowing eyes. Can you touch the doll's head? That's not the doll. It's right next to that. Touch the doll's head. So that's a REM pod lantern. It generates its own little field around it. You have to get really close and touch it to set it off. Like really almost practically touching it. And that's an air pressure pod. Picks up, changes in air pressure. This is a static pod, triboelectric device that picks up static energy. Cat ball. Cat ball's typically the cat has to move it, but with the spirits, they make an electrical connection and it lights up. It's not random. I've had sessions where nothing happens with those, so. A doll has... What about people? What? Doll's a REM pod in its head. That one picks up EMF. It's less sensitive than K2, which I had next to it. What'd you say? Hi, Venom? Is that your name? Sorry, I'm congested this morning. I think it's allergies still. Somebody likes the lantern and the cat ball. Who is here this morning? Who's the angry woman? I heard full of hate. That was kind of faint. You see, I'm right next to this thing and it's not going off. Oh, now it goes off and I move away. loud. I just wish they'd talk louder. But the white noise is necessary. I gotta have the white noise or they won't come through.
It's chapter 15.
15th. Look at her, it's not the 15th. I didn't give this doll a name. The other doll I have, I call Hillary. Because I have a nasty spirit named Hillary that comes around. This one, I don't think I gave her a name. There are 2 REM pod dolls I got from the UK. He used used dolls, so I don't know if they have attachments or not. But yeah, he used previously owned porcelain dolls and painted them. And then put the REM pod feature in the head. Which I wish they would light up. They don't seem to like it here at the house. I have had them light it up at some other locations, hotels. Hill House Inn, they seem to like it. Come on, light up the doll's head. Old? Who's old? What's old? Oh, I heard Donald's here. It's my dad. Why do you say that? I don't think Donald's my father's here. He also did not prefer going by that name. He used the shorter of it, Don. What is Braca? How does it know what? My dad's name? My dad passed away last week. They know. They mentioned my deceased mother and brother too, and even living family members. They do it on purpose to upset me, which I don't. I'm not wild about Spirit Box apps, but I have used them in the past, and sometimes they seem to say relevant things, but I think it's more coincidence and programmed scary words. I'm not using an app. This is a live SB7 modified Spirit Box radio, and it's attached to something called a portal, which kind of cleans up some of the noise. It's not perfect, but the SB7 by itself is really noisy. Is it my life? I wouldn't say it's my life. It's a hobby. I guess you could call it a hobby. I live in a haunted house. Evolved here? What do you mean evolved here? Okay, Chili Nut, if you're gonna be a jerk, I'm gonna block you from this channel. Because all I'm seeing you post are snarky comments. I just recently got this and another doll from the UK. This is my house. What are you talking about? Stop touching the lantern, please. Stop touching, thank you. Touch the doll instead. Light up the doll.
Written shot.
I heard something shot me. Can you speak louder? I know you spirits know how to speak louder. Unless you're new. Yes, I believe in God. I believe in God. I believe in the devil and demons. I've encountered demons. I've encountered Saint Michael the Archangel.
Something gives.
Something gives? What do you mean something gives? No, I'll do that another time. I'm in a little bathroom because I don't know. It's a portal here. I've always done sessions in the past in the bathroom. Sounds funny, but usually I do them out in the living room. When I do a nighttime one in the living room, I'll bring out more stuff. Clean the other doll. But this is the only bathroom, only place in the house is dark during the daytime, so no windows. I do talk about God and Jesus, and I pray. Sometimes they want me to pray for them, or they say it. Some of them don't. Quit touching the lantern. Are you spirits wanting more prayers said for you? Like the other day? That sound like Edward. Is that you, Edward?
Yeah, I can think it happened.
Yeah, you can make it happen?
Yeah.
Make what happen? Yeah, you can call it a pseudoscience, yes. It's not formally proven, but I've had them say so many intelligent things that you really can't deny it. I've had them cuss too, which on radio you don't cuss. You don't hear cussing on there. Especially some of the stuff they can say. That's why I do live sessions. You can't edit it live. You can't fake it. I mean, I suppose you could fake things moving with string or whatnot, but that's extremely rare. Videos where they show things moving all the time, that's very unlikely and more likely that it's faked. It doesn't happen very often. It takes a lot of energy for them.
Forward.
Unless they're demons, sometimes the demons can do poltergeist stuff. But even that, I mean, it's not like all the time. It's not like the movies. Smelly. Well, it is a bathroom, so... No, they're not my first dolls. I've had them mimic voices, too. Living people's voices that are not there. Those are usually evil spirits as well. Or at least I believe they're evil. They mimic. You spirits want to speak to the people in the chat? No, they're not all evil. Some of them just want help, or they're confused, or you do get mischievous ones that act evil or pretend to be evil. I have not seen them move. I've only had them, I think, a week and a half or two now. Maybe 2 weeks.
Okay. Okay.
Please speak slower and louder.
Happens sometimes.
Happens sometimes. It's hard to explain how it works. It's believed they use the white noise from the radio, spirit box radios that sweep stations. Some people think they manipulate the radio voices. Occasionally I'll hear like questions answered intelligently using like a song voice, if that makes sense. But that doesn't happen very often. I believe usually they're using the white noise. I mean, spirits are energy. Radio waves are everywhere. They're out in the universe or around the earth. We have satellites everywhere. They all use basically radio waves. So it's one of the older forms of communication after recorders. I'm not exactly sure how they imprint voices on recorders, but it happens. Sometimes you audibly hear it, sometimes you don't. Usually you don't. With the voice recorders. I've had times, because I'm a medium, that I hear it, and then sometimes it comes up on the voice recorder. And they follow me. They're not from my house. I do have two spirits. I don't know if they're still... I'm dumb? Joseph. Joseph's a paranormal friend of mine, a living person. They don't like Joseph. They don't like my friend Mike either. And some of them just don't like me. They don't like anybody, some of them.
Substituted.
Substitute? That's weird they said that, because I used to be a substitute teacher. Are you getting a little personal here? War? It's using radio signals to make white noise. It's sweeping stations. It's not a satellite now. It doesn't pick up satellites. It's just an SB7 radio. It's a handheld radio, but it's specifically made for ghost hunting. It seems to be a little different than other spirit boxes. Can't explain how. I just think it's more effective than other like Radio Shack type. Back when they had Radio Shack type radios and they hacked them and stuff.
Well.
Yeah, I'm a psychic medium, and no, I'm not going to do a reading for you. I do photo readings, and I'm not going to do that, sorry.
Continued.
Did I hear you say titty? I've had them say that before. Suck your titty. They could be crude when they want to.
I'm just going to this.
You were going to.
These are high
It's not a police scanner. Pocket radios don't pick up police scanners. If you think it does, go get a radio and see if it happens, because it won't happen. Police scanner's not going to cuss and say, what was that? I just heard a loud tick noise. I don't know if that came up on the video, but... Yeah, you're not going to get cussing on a police scanner. You're not going to know my father's name on a police scanner. You don't know what? They find a way. They can speak on other things, like walkie-talkies. I've heard stories of people getting voices on walkie-talkies. I haven't personally, because I don't use walkie-talkies. Or whatever they call them now. I once had a demon follow me, and it was able to use the landline phone and my mobile phone to talk and manipulate voices. I also think it possessed my mother momentarily, but that's a long story. I do have a photo of it too, from the house where it followed me from. The grandmother had a picture of the entity. What's the craziest thing it's ever said? It said all kinds of things. It says personal things, it cusses, it threatens. It says stuff about God and Jesus and devil and... I don't know if it's the craziest thing, but I've had one say heaven is an illusion, which I don't believe that, but spirits lie. I've had a demon growl during a St. Michael prayer before. I have that on video from several years ago. What was that? Is that a bird?
of death.
Full of death? No, it doesn't scare me because I'm used to it. I mean, once in a while, things will freak me out. Like, it wasn't that long ago. And I think it was after a session. I heard the doorbell ring at it was like 3 a.m. And there was nobody outside the door. And then something else happened. I think a light came on by itself. Trying to remember. Oh, the computer screen turned on, which you have to move the mouse on my old computer for it to come on. I wasn't in the room. I wasn't anywhere near it. But yeah, I have had the mess with the lights too. And they tap and make finger snap noises sometimes and bangs. Knock things down. If I don't talk to them for a while, they'll knock things down off the shelves, like heavy cans and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm desensitized.
You bought it.
You want my body? Oh, they're being crude. Are you pervert spirits? They follow me though. So I'm haunted. It's not really the house per se, it's I'm haunted. They follow me, they mess with my friends on investigations. They talk shit. Sometimes they clash with other spirits at haunted locations, so then you get like a lot of activity because they don't get along with the other spirits. So weird stuff happens. They go to my friend's house during his sessions and they talk shit. He actually gets more of the negative ones that used to be over here. Sounds funny, but some of them are even gay spirits and they say really crude sexual things. I'm not sure where they came from. Probably the Riot Hotel. I used to go there all the time. And there were gay spirits there. Riot Hotel was like the third hotel in that spot from the 1800s. That's the air pressure pod just went off. And the current hotel was built in the very early 1920s around Prohibition. But there's just a lot of spirits there. And it's by Lock Chinatown, which is also very haunted, featured on Ghost Adventures. I've done ghost tours there. If they'll answer me, they don't always answer me. Spirits, excuse me? What town do I live in? Starts with an M. They said something funny a few days ago. Well, not funny, but I'll tell later. I don't really want to say it right now. What town do I live in? What city? Starts with an M. No, they have free will. They do what they want. Even if I cleanse the house, if anything, it's very temporary. But they come back. I don't mind them. I mean, they don't really bother me. Yes, talking to ghosts, yes. The channel's called Spirit Speak, so... Come on, you say all the time where I'm from. Just the other day, you said my full name. You said my full name, the a-hole from, and then the name of my city. You said it. How am I? Okay, that was a fuck off. Well, aren't you sweet? Yes, ghosts can see you naked. I've had them shadow figures outside my shower door before. Actually, yesterday I saw a shadow figure. I think it was an animal, though. It was pretty short. Could be my old ghost dog. Yeah, it just said fuck off, yes. That's not real unusual. They like to say the C word. 4-letter C word, and the W word for prostitute. And the F word that's not the 4-letter F word. 3-letter F. Well, 3-letter or the longer version of it. I don't want to say it on YouTube because I'll probably get in trouble for that one for sure. Best streamer? You mean video? I don't know. I had a really good one recently at Sonora Inn. I had the box going, I had the SLS camera going, and it was tracking a spirit on the toilet. And the spirit was... He was basically doing what I asked him to do, flush the toilet, he was wiping himself, and then he got in the shower. That's pretty damn good evidence. And he waved at me when I asked him. It took him a while to wave at me, but he did wave at me.
There you go.
My ball? Yes, you're lighting up the ball. See, that's intelligent. He just said your ball. And they're lighting up the cat ball. I'm pretty sure I know why some of them follow me. Some of them want help. Some of them are just mischievous. I occasionally get a rare one that's religious and friendly that says they want to help me, but I think most of them are more neutral, negative. If that makes sense. No, they won't type in the chat. I don't even know if they could read the chat. Spirit, somebody in the chat wants you to move the ball towards me, which I don't think you can do. Physical things are rare. It takes a lot of energy. Yeah, it's not like the newbies. It's not like the fake YouTubers with the big channels that use fishing wire and editing or AI to have things fly around the room. Have you ever noticed with the big YouTubers that do this kind of stuff, they do never go live. Very rarely do they go live. And that's because they can't edit it. They can't fake it. Reagan? Why'd you say Reagan? Are you talking about the president or the exorcist girl? Actually, I think he said call her Reagan. Did you say call her Reagan? Are you talking about the doll? I don't know if I want to do that. Even though that wasn't a historical name for... The Exorcist movie is actually a boy that was possessed. I think they call him... Did they call him Roland Doe? But I think that was a made-up name. They didn't want to reveal his real name. The Catholic Church didn't want to reveal his real name. But I believe it's on the internet. I think you can find out who he is. And I think he's still alive. Yeah, sometimes I move things. It's really hard to get on video, though, because it's very random. You found someone? Come on, speak up, please. They mess with the focus on my phone. So if you see the focus going in and out, it's usually them doing it. No, I've not seen that movie. That a good one? I've seen The Exorcism of Emily Rose. It was based on a real German girl named Anneliese Michel or Michelle. I'm not sure how to say that. It's pretty accurate to her life, though. I mean, other than the name and the location. What are you watching that movie on? They're not imaginary. I wouldn't call them friends either. I don't. Well, sometimes I jokingly say my spirit friends, but there's very few in the past I would say are friends or friendly. Edward, yeah, but Edward doesn't come up much anymore. Edward's an older man. He's hard to understand on the box. He kind of mumbles.
The Lord.
The Lord? What about the Lord? There's a spirit down the street from me at a shopping center that's haunted. I call him the preacher. He sounds like a southern black preacher to me. I haven't figured out if he's intelligent, though, or residual. Oh, they know my name. The funny thing, well, it's not funny to me, but they say my real name, my real first name is Ryan, but I don't use my real last name on social media, so, but they say my real last name on social media. They also say my friend Mike's full name once in a while. He's got a really unusual last name. He doesn't like me saying it or spelling it, though. Same thing, so. But if you ever watched any of the Hill House videos we've done, Hill House Inn, not the one in Texas. It's Hill House Inn in Lodi, California. They've said his name there before, full name. We've also talked about the trustee, the owner of the inn. There was one comment they made. It wasn't true and it was personal, so she didn't want me posting it. Like I said, spirits lie. They don't always tell the truth. Do you spirits know how old I am? Possums? I do have possums around the house. Ooh, that was Spanish, I think. That was way too fast, too. Lo que quieres? How old am I? ¿Cuántos años tengo? ¿Qué es mi edad? How old am I? Show how smart you are. I'm not sure you know. I don't think I've ever heard you say my age before. They say more names and locations. What town do I live in? Did you say Davis? That's not the town I live in. That's not that far away, though. But what was that noise? What town do I live in? Quit messing with the focus on my phone, please. Where do I live? That noise might have been something. Ryan's here. See, they just said my name. You realized I'm here? I don't know if you guys heard that. Can you say my full name? What's my full name? What about Mike? What's Mike's full name? I'm not going to ask that.
Exhausted.
We exhaust. Are you exhausted already? Too many issues. How many of you are here? Please speak up. How many of you are? How many spirits are here?
California.
California. Oh, I heard that. I do live in California. What city? What city do I live in? I think there are only 3 places with the same city name in the U.S. The other ones are like very, very small little towns, I guess. What city do I live in? It's got a Spanish name. It starts with an M. I don't think there's any other city in... I heard my name again. Come on, what city do I live in? Say it, please. People are going to think...
California.
Northern California. Yes, that's correct. Did you guys hear that? That's not the city. Thank you for that, though. I think I recognize her voice. She's a nice spirit. What city? Medical. Well, they said California and Northern California. It's pretty dang close, so. I do investigate all over Northern California and parts of Nevada. Spirits, what's your favorite place to go to with me? What's the favorite haunted location you'd like to go to? If you've gone with me before, I'm assuming.
I will bring back.
I will bring Michael. Ed, Michael, my friend, or Michael the Archangel? Design? Are you talking about Mike?
He was hurt.
He was hurt.
Just
Who was hurt?
provider.
I heard lighter.
Old.
Old. Are you saying I'm old? Sometimes they delay their responses. I did ask how old I am. Or them to tell me how old I am. I've heard old a few times now. I bet you're older than me in dead years. How long have you been dead? One thing I do like about quote-unquote my spirits is they tend to be intelligent. They're not always cooperative, though, but
He will love
we will love you. Yeah, there's some locations I go to, they just say, get out, leave, you know, or help me, and then not much else.
Online practice.
Online... What? Hey, please speak louder, please.
Where is Mike?
Where is Mike?
He's talking.
He's talking. Mike's at home. Something in my pocket left? What? Mike's at home. Did you talk on Mike's session last night? We got some creepy spirits of mine that came through. I don't exactly have the answers. I do believe that they're in Purgatory. Some people say earthbound. They're the ones that people interact with. Hauntings and, you know, ghost hunting. Mostly human spirits or animal spirits that are on Earth still. Call it Purgatory what you want. There are evil ones, though, too. You can run into demons as well. Angels, I don't think they typically come through on this. Depression? I heard something about depression, what? So yeah, I think tragic events cause hauntings, cause them to remain. Ending one's life, murder, sudden tragic death. I do think some of them are being either punished or given a second chance. Whatever you want to look at it. From a Catholic perspective, they would say that they're purifying themselves for heaven. So they're not ready for heaven. They haven't transitioned on yet. They're being purified to go to heaven. I don't know if I believe that entirely. I think some of them can still go to hell. And then some of the ones, obviously, where they're at are not friendly, are nasty still. They don't seem to be wanting to redeem themselves. And you get others that want help and are confused. You get some that are religious, but they're not angels, but they say religious things. And so that's my experience. I can't say with certainty because there's a lot of question marks on the spirit world and paranormal. I just don't think I'm communicating with spirits from heaven. Once in a while, I'll get them saying that they're from hell, and they could be if there's like a portal and a demon around. Maybe they're coming through that portal, or that demon is tormenting them, which I've had spirits say before. Some of them say they're hiding from demons. That's probably the creepiest thing I've encountered is them saying that. There was one time they said they're hiding from demons in my house, which I don't like. They've also described hell before, kind of. There was a session with 2 videos. I think I broke it up into, or 2 shorts maybe, where they said it was a hole, it was an abyss, a void, or something like that. And I've had them say that they're frustrated, they're miserable, they're in pain, I don't think most of them are that way, but I've had them describe that. But there are definitely evil out there. There are demons. They do mention Satan, Lucifer, the devil, Beelzebub, Baphomet I've heard before, Lilith, Baal or Baal. I have not heard Zozo, I don't think. I've had one say his name was Xerxes. That was that's the actual historical god, pagan god in the Middle East. Baal or Baals from the Middle East. Baphomet is some say it's a Masonic demon. Freemasons. Oh, Jezebel I've heard before too. And Azazel, I've heard that name before. I think some other A names. And I've also had an Archangel Michael vision during the daytime, a long time ago when I was going to a demonic house, driving, saw this angelic entity forming on a pole in an orchard. It's really hard to describe the colors and it had wings, but they were like it's hard to describe. It wasn't like feathers. It was like plasma, electrical, like bright pastel colors, but it didn't hurt my eyes, but it was brighter than the sun. This was during the daytime. It was like 11 in the morning, 10, 11 in the morning. And it like pulsated. And it disappeared when I got up to the pole, stopped the car, looked up, nothing. Came back that way, nothing. But then I got a spirit coming through saying his name was Michael. And then the other spirits would say, Archangel Michael's here, or
Threatening that.
Threatening that. Threatening what? Are you afraid of Archangel Michael? But that's what I would get, is the spirits acting afraid that Michael's around. Or Gabriel, they would mention Gabriel too.
Why?
It's the same guy. Why you look like you hard to describe. I didn't talk to the police about it. Why would I do that? They would think I'm crazy. Okay, John, you're saying some really weird stuff. I don't know if you're trying to be funny. Yeah, I think I'm going to block you. I don't know if you're like 12 years old from Ghana in Africa or something and don't speak English very well, but give me a break. You're being rude. That's fine if you don't believe in ghosts. I don't care. That's all your personal prerogative. If you don't want to believe, that's fine. There's millions of people that do believe and have had experiences for thousands of years. I don't think they're all crazy. I mean, spirits, ghosts are mentioned in many religions. I heard 2024. No, it didn't make any sense. It was just provoking. He couldn't even use his real name. John Doe. Spirits, go haunt the guy that was named John Doe in the chat. Go show him you exist. That's another thing is I will do sessions where I use laser grids. You want to? Is that what you said? But yeah, I've had shadow figures appear in laser grids before. I've had it happen at home quite a few times. I think the last time they did it when I asked them to, because I said people didn't believe in them, and they said something in response. I can't remember what they said in response, but it was intelligent, and then they showed themselves in the laser grid. Spirits, go get that John Doe guy. Go scare him. Go touch him and turn on and off his lights and... appear by his bedside. Scare him. That's one thing I don't like. I've had that happen before at a hotel where I had a shadow guy appear by my bedside after I heard a ghost cat meowing in the room. There was no cat. But I was so tired, my response was go away, and I just turned over and went back to sleep.
That's critical.
Oh, that's right, you're the other John D. I did have another scary time in bed where I heard 97. Where I was in bed and my dog was growling at something in the hallway, and there's nobody around, so I don't know why she was growling at the hallway. That was scary. Oh, who's lighting up the lantern? Can you touch the doll's head, please? Make the eyes on it glow. Yeah, I've had that happen. Not very often, but I've had it happen before. As a kid, I used to have it happen. That was a human spirit, but an evil human spirit. Long story. I mean, for the most part, ghosts are pretty harmless. But when you get into evil spirits that are actually demonic, they can cause harm. They can cause physical harm. They can make you sick. They can make you angry and depressed. They can make you have thoughts of harming yourself or others. They can deprive you of sleep. They can mimic living people's voices, mimic them, and mess with your head. And they can give you general bad luck. Why am I smelling a hint of cinnamon? I don't know why. No, that's fake. If they claim to have talked to Jesus on a box or a radio, that's fake. Either they're faking it or the spirit's lying. I have had one spirit claim he was Jesus, but he was lying. I know he was lying. Angels don't come through on here, so why would Jesus come through? There's a lot of frauds out there, including, Huff Paranormal is one of them that I think claimed to talk to Jesus, and he's a big fraud. He doesn't do live videos. Yeah, Huff Paranormal, Hypocrite. Yeah, I heard hypocrite. Hug me. Did you say you want to hug me? Yeah, Steve Huff, Hope Paranormal, Cody ITC, they're big frauds. They're far from the only ones. There's one guy with really long hair. I don't know his name offhand. His videos are almost laughable, though. Yeah, I don't even attempt to ask to speak to Jesus because I think that's blasphemy, and I know it wouldn't happen. And if it did, it's probably an evil spirit. Yeah, he has like long. I'm trying to think of who he looks like. I don't know. I'm bad with names. Yeah, he's kind of middle-aged, got long brown hair. I think that's about all I remember. I think he has a voice that's kind of I don't know how to describe his voice. Kind of like a mellow kind of way of talking. I don't know. Spirits, are you trying to go to the light? Are you trying to go to Jesus? He's warning. What do you mean he's warning? I'm going to put this down here. However, this one, if it goes off... I didn't catch that. This one, if it goes off, will trigger this one to flash. Not the other way around. But if you just see this one flash, then it's spirit doing it. I don't know if that makes sense. But like, let me see. Yeah, see? It's triggered. And I can't really trigger this because it's basically a K2 meter. It's not touch. Well, it is touch activated by spirits, but it's not Not something I could trigger. And all these devices are slightly different from each other. And I have lots of equipment. I just can't put it all in my little bathroom here. And it gets to be overkill because a lot of times the spirits only play with like one or two things at most. And I have like motion devices, laser grids, the motion music box. The SLS camera. That sounds like Steve Huff using voice tracks. Yeah, all he's doing is he's taking recently dead celebrity voices and he's spinning them. He's either like reversing the voice or he is adding some kind of creepy effect or putting it through a portal, which kind of makes it sound echoey and ethereal. I don't know. It's fake, is what it is. It's just fake. It's not the same thing as a live SB7 radio or any other live spirit box radio. You don't see them using that very often, if at all. It's always the apps or pre-programmed voices of some sort. In fact, he was caught using an ASMR, of a guy. Trying to think of what he said, the voice, but it was the exact same voice. Somebody debunked it. It's on YouTube. Something like he sounded like the Silence of the Lambs dude is what he sounded like. I don't think it was him though. Anthony Hopkins. It's not his voice, but it sounded similar to that. Like, it's nice to see you again. It's a really creepy voice. Did you say Christine? I know who that voice is. That's Hillary. What are you doing here, Hillary? Why are you here, Hillary? I thought you were hanging out at Mike's. Does any spirit want to speak to Jessica Reinhardt in the chat? I think she's wanting proof. Can you say her name, maybe? Can you say Jessica? If you're intelligent, if you're cooperative, can you say the name Jessica, please? It's really hard to get them to cooperate. They have minds of their own. Sorry, I don't know if that came through. I just got a phone call, so I had to end that. Hillary, where are you? What do you want, Hillary? Yeah, they're not talking right now. Do you spirits want me to say some prayers before I turn everything off? Oh, Hillary loves prayers. Don't you, Hillary? Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us of our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen. That was her again. I'm not sure what she said. What did you say? Think about us then, or something like that?
The wine.
Whining?
Rather than.
Did you say something about whining? That's a weird voice. She went like, ooh. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou amongst women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners, now at the hour of our death. Amen. Sometimes they get quiet after the prayers. Or other times I'll get like the nicer spirits coming through more. Occasionally I'll get some that make snide comments.
Friend.
Your friend's here. Who's your friend? Who's got family? Who's your family? What's their last name? What's the last name of your family?
More.
I heard morbid. Yeah, they're whispering. I don't know why they do that. Maybe they're running low on energy. Or they're not close enough to the spirit box is a possibility too. Please speak up, speak loud. At least they're speaking at more of a normal rate. Sometimes they talk really fast, especially if they're not familiar with this. You'll get some that'll talk really fast. No, I don't make any money. I'm not monetized. I should be monetized. I've been on YouTube a long time. I have like, I don't even know how many videos I have now. It's over 10,000 videos. Visit them? No, and it's frustrating when somebody comes out of nowhere and starts doing what I'm basically doing. Or maybe I shouldn't say that. They use the apps and fake things, and then they blow up all of a sudden. And I'll give one example. Twin Paranormal. I watched them come from nowhere not that long ago and just blow up into this huge channel. And they do fake shit, and they do use the Spirit Talker app and the what's the other app? The Necrometer app, which I've heard you could add your own words to. Or at least the beta version, I think you can. They probably have the beta versions of both. I also think those apps might listen to what you say, so I don't trust them. And they also put in scary words that are generic, that are paranormal related. Anyways, they blew up from nothing, and I've been to a lot of the same locations they've been to. And they're not always respectful, from what I've heard. I know people and their fans like to claim that, but they're not. Have you ever watched their, what's it called? Skinwalker Ranch, I think they call the video. They're not at Skinwalker Ranch, for one thing. I know exactly where they're talking about. It's an old house. It's more close to Lake Tahoe and Reno. And there was a murdered family there, and they make fun of the murdered family in their B-roll. But in their B-rolls, they use a lot of... Oh my god, it just said my mother's name. Who just yelled my mother's name? I just heard them say Carmen. They yelled my father's name the other day twice. That's what I said. They like to mess with me. They do the same thing too. Like with my father, they said he's here, he has a message, and then they don't tell me what the message is, and I don't hear his voice. They've done that with my mother. They've done that with my deceased brother. They'll say Kelly's here. Or Kelly needs help. They'll mention my mother. They don't usually say her actual name, though. That was kind of unusual. I've had them do it maybe 3 times now. That was probably the 3rd time. Yeah, they're not all nice. Yeah, they were rude yesterday. They're deceitful. They want to upset me. They know that's like the biggest way to upset me. I'm trying not to get emotional, but I do get emotional sometimes about it. I heard I want to upset you. Oh, how nice of you. That sounded like Hillary. You really are an evil spirit, Hillary. You need to be in hell. Yeah, I lost my mother and brother about 2 years ago. Oh, they just said Kelly's here. Oh my god. You guys are assholes. Oh, I'm sorry. I think I'm gonna go. Thank you guys for coming on.